What the fuck do 3D artists actually do?
Lizard, 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 lizard.
Practice unemployment. Is there still a point to getting a degree, especially when it no longer serves its original purpose? Which was, I think it was supposed to land you a job. Huh, weird. Welcome to Cartoon Artwork. I'm Arty. Let's all figure out if art and design schools are still worth it in the age of AI. Or are we all just getting scammed left and right? Now it pays to firmly grasp the creative landscape of 2026, in which generative videos, images, and 3D modeling have reached a near-perfect resolution, signaling a significant shift in creative and educational frameworks. This technological breakthrough calls into question centuries-old customs in art and design education, particularly the worth of a typical 4-year degree. While many students question the relevance of traditional skill development today, the changing landscape still demands a fresh approach to education that combines fundamental knowledge with an extensive understanding of emerging technology. In theory, this change should create exciting prospects, but it also challenges the essence of artistic identity and the role of human creativity in a fast-changing ecosystem. Many art schools continue to prioritize classical foundations and traditional media, which appears completely detached from the realities of AI-assisted workflows prevalent in entry-level positions today. Slow updates to the curriculum result in students graduating without adequate training for today's market, and this creates a mismatch between what schools teach and what the industry demands. To close this gap, students must be prepared in a way that empowers them to learn timeless artistic principles and flexibility, along with technology-forward training, while keeping in mind how over-reliance on AI technologies jeopardizes skill, uniqueness, and creative integrity. One other slightly overlooked aspect would be the unrealistic expectation of putting ourselves into crippling student debt.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
And you've probably asked yourself this question 100 times. Do you even need to go to school? Especially when you can teach yourself everything you need to know with educational content on platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Well, I mean, the only negative aspect about this strategy is the enshittification of knowledge itself. If only there was an Instagram and YouTube replacement that could protect you from art thieves and mass surveillance. Well, I've got some good news. An interesting Kickstarter reached out to me the other day, Haven Social, the platform that helps you strike back against AI. With Haven, all your content uploaded to their site are automatically poisoned, without compromising quality. So even if AI scrapers steal them, the data will be unusable. And it's easy to switch platforms. You'll have the option to ask Haven to go retrieve all your photos and art from all your socials such as Instagram and Twitter and automatically upload them to your Haven account. Automatically poisoned against AI, of course. I know how frustrating it is to make quality content and have the algorithm shadow ban you. Haven ensures their algorithm's inner workings are clear and well explained to help put creators first. Haven also allows you to say what you really want to say without having to use algospeak, or feel the manipulative forms of censorship, especially from corrupt billionaires. We've all had a tough time dealing with AI facial recognition and mass surveillance constantly being shoved into our, faces. Haven protects you by modifying all footage of users in a way that makes it indecipherable to facial recognition models. If you've wanted to help cause the downfall of AI art models, you can choose to support this project on Kickstarter by either donating as little as $2, or you could follow the campaign for free using the Remind Me button and reposting their posts about the campaign on your socials. The power to pop the bubble is now in your hands. It may seem like we're being shot down from both sides, and we are. But we are starting to realize just how much we have been misled about the importance of just a degree in an economy that is valuing everything other than that. Today, a degree itself has no meaning, and we can blame the oversaturation in the market, and we can blame the AI overhype, but there is one more reason most of us are not finding our dream jobs. We aren't taught what experience we actually need in order to get our first jobs, and it's because we were never taught how important networking is. Art schools are places that mainly focus on practical work more than theory work, and they definitely don't coach you through entrepreneurship. So what do art and design schools still provide? Well, despite AI's ability to produce flawless results quickly, prestigious art and design schools still require hours upon hours of manual anatomy studies, color mixings, and other foundational exercises. This persistence seems odd in an era where students can create near-perfect portfolios with only a few prompts. So why adhere to such sluggish, tedious techniques when AI can accelerate creation by orders of magnitude? Well, the challenge of manufacturing art by hand nowadays is less about the end result and more about training the artist's brain. It's about developing sophisticated aesthetic judgment, visual sensitivity, and creative intuition. These neurological processes enable taste, decision-making skills, and originality, all of which AI cannot recreate authentically due to its reliance on pattern recognition and data mimicry. Working by hand develops a deep internalized awareness of form, light, and color. In essence, the slow grind is a type of cognitive muscle building that helps the artist fulfill their job as a creative architect rather than a lazy technician. And this is where AI devalues this practice. Nowadays, art and design courses are beginning to add AI classes to their curriculum. And there have been instances of students employing hyperlocal AI models to train their own designs and styles to automate repetitive digital assignments that are required for the degrees. And this automation calls into question the reliability of traditional grading, which was based on assessing human competence and effort in busy tasks such as anatomy drills and color studies. Professors face a dilemma about how to evaluate innovation, progress, and mastery when AI may imitate or augment student work behind the scenes. The traditional measurement of time spent and technical precision are losing significance, prompting institutions to reconsider evaluation methods. New assessment methodologies are evolving, emphasizing conceptual innovation, AI collaborative abilities, and personal critique over formulaic execution. But instead of imposing broad mandates, most higher education institutions have offered recommendations on how students should use artificial intelligence. Liberal arts universities such as University of Richmond, Bard University, and Trinity College highlight the necessity of students using AI ethically and responsibly, and often enable students to utilize AI when cited and permitted by their instructors. And these schools also empower teachers to set their own AI rules. But I'd like to point out that the point of going into higher education is to be taught by industry professionals. That being said, having the teachers learn these new AI techniques alongside the students kind of defeats the point. I mean, at that point, you're both students. Only one of you is getting paid, and the other is going into debt. What is more problematic is not whether students can utilize AI, but how institutions expect them to use it. In my opinion, unless universities clearly define AI's role in teaching and learning, rapidly evolving technologies may begin to reshape education by default. The problem is not more AI, but rather the gradual shift in what constitutes as learning. Students may spend less time asking difficult questions, forming their own opinions, and developing true competence. In that scenario, college may become less about comprehension and more about creating papers and other content quickly. But unlike traditional types of plagiarism, which involve students physically copying or closely imitating previous projects, AI-generated content raises a more complex challenge. Because AI algorithms generate images by studying large datasets of pre-existing artworks, datasets that are never revealed to the person doing the prompting. Students may unintentionally create graphics that closely match existing styles, compositions, or even copying underrepresented artists or even students' works. You have to be able to define the ethical threshold. I mean, how much AI aid is acceptable before the student's work is no longer deemed their own? In which case, why even bother enrolling? It'll be cheaper to do the same thing at home without the student loans. Unless there is still something art and design schools can provide that even AI cannot: networking. With access to influential mentors and industry leaders, renowned programs draw seasoned instructors, visiting artists, and business leaders who provide connections, advice, and mentorship.
I don't get it. I don't get what I did wrong.
Not everything's a lesson, Ryan. Sometimes you just fail.
The only downside to this that I've experienced personally is blatant favoritism. But the most powerful form of networking comes through peer communities and collaborative culture. Diverse, driven creatives are brought together at universities, and many go on to become lifelong partners, collaborators, or contacts in the industry. Just remember to keep in contact with them every now and then. And depending on how the school is structured, things like showcases, exhibitions, graduations, and gallery exhibits are carefully planned events provided for students to get a chance to expose their work to collectors, agents, and employers. These are opportunities that are impossible to duplicate online. Further research into specific schools can give you a clearer choice on where to attend. And last but not least, alumni networks. Well-known universities have sizable alumni networks woven across the creative sectors, which can lead to commissions, employment opportunities, and collaborative ventures. So make sure you're always looking out for those opportunities. One important factor is, of course, who you know and how you interact with them within the creative ecosystem. Beyond traditional education, networking provides access to real-world projects, mentorships, and industry insights that promote career progress. The connections made and trustworthiness acquired through university networks frequently offer long-term benefits that greatly surpass what is taught in the classroom. Top-tier and specialty programs typically have stronger industry context, so not all colleges provide equal networking possibilities. And even though virtual and hybrid networking platforms are expanding, one-on-one human connections at universities continue to have a special depth and trust. I'm talking to you introverts. Get out of your shells. Please. I beg of you. Get out of your shells. To get the most out of networking, students need to take the initiative. Establishing sincere connections and participating outside of the classroom is crucial. My advice would be to not wait until your final year. Instead, start networking and building connections from day one. Make sure you're always asking questions about what the industry is looking for and what expectations will be in demand by the time you graduate. You may have heard the phrase that C's get degrees. And that's true. The C grades may get you the degree, but will your portfolio be enough to land you the job? The tremendous disruption that traditional art education faces in the era of AI and generative technologies is encapsulated in the phrase art school apocalypse.
Apocalypse, apocalypse, we caused it with our dumbness.
It highlights a pivotal moment in which established paradigms for instructing, evaluating, and appreciating artistic abilities are being seriously called into question, necessitating an examination of institutions, students, and the creative sector. It's unpleasant, but necessary, as it demands artists to become driven visionaries that are able to flourish in conditions of challenges, while simultaneously weeding out laziness and false expertise. Art school is not inherently a scam, but it's not a guaranteed path to success or financial stability. Combining artistic training with business, marketing, or digital skills can enhance career prospects. It's a personal investment, like any other education, and its worth depends on how you use it. This evolution guarantees that a future of art and culture will only be shaped by people who combine humanity, ethics, and creativity. This is not the end of creative education. Rather, it is a rebirth that forces a redefinition of what it means to be an artist or designer. So what kind of art and/or designer do you want to be? Thank you so much for listening. Please like and share this video to everyone currently questioning this existential question. And hit the bell icon for future notifications. Feel free to comment down below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. As always, good luck with your art.